Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to get straight into the video. As you guys know, there have been a lot of new launches from different artists this past few months, and I received one of the new palettes from the launches and I'm so excited. This is the Morphe X James Charles palette. I'm going to just be doing a little review of how the colours swatch, how the colours work on different looks I'm going to do, and I'm going to do one look today and then just a series of different looks over the next few weeks. And yeah, just how I like it and what I think about it, and if you guys would like to buy it. Just a full review, honest review of how I think the palette works and how it works for me and what I like and what I don't like. And so let's get into it. So this is the Morphe X James Charles Artistry palette. So this is how the box looks, and he says, "Hi sisters, James Charles here and welcome back to my palette." He says that he loves glam but has a huge passion for crazy colourful outside of the box makeup and can't wait to see basically what you create when you unleash your inner artist. I thought it's a nice touch and it's very appealing to me because obviously we love colourful palettes for my creative looks. And this collection also does come with a brush set, as you can see on the leaflet here. And I watched a video of his where he explains that the brushes come with duplicates of each brush, so you don't have to go in and try and, you know, wash a brush that you've just used if you want to use a different colour, because that can be really annoying, and I know that person is really annoying, so that was really clever. So here is the actual palette, what it looks like when you take it out of the box. Personally, I don't love matte finish palettes just because of the fact that it gets dirty quicker and it's just looks more obvious, whereas when it's kind of like a shiny plastic cover, you can just wipe it off really easily and quickly. You don't have to go and, you know, it's just me, the lazy side of me, but personally I'm not all for matte covers, but you know, that's how it is. It's just an opinion. And now let's go into the actual palette. So when you open it up, here we go. It has the words here, unleash your inner artist, which is really cute and simple. Really like that. And then obviously the little plastic sheet that comes with most palettes these days, just with the names of every single colour that is in the palette. All the names are really cute. I actually really love the names. There's names like Canvas, Sister, Literally, You're Kidding, Code James, 10% off. Love that. Artistry, Guac, Koala. Yeah, so really cute names for all the colours, which obviously adds a personal touch of his own sayings and what he likes. So you have the shades here in the middle, and on one video James was explaining that these colours are the colours that you use in most looks. So he wanted to put bigger pans in the palette of the colours that people use on, you know, a regular basis, or they use the most of, because obviously when they are small like this, they run out quicker because you're using it all the time. So I think that's quite a clever idea, because I do tend to use these colours quite a lot in just normal everyday makeup looks or as a base for a creative look. So it is a very clever idea, and it kind of looks like there's every colour of the rainbow in this palette, which is pretty cool. So I'll just show you there. So yeah, I really like it. Obviously for me, I love it when a big palette like this has a mirror. I know Morphe doesn't have mirrors in their palettes, and I was hoping that maybe this would be a change for that and there would be a mirror in this palette, but clearly not. So that's one thing I would have preferred, because I just like it when there's a mirror in big palettes, because you can literally just stand up the palette. If you're in a rush and you just kind of want to do quick glam, you can just look in that mirror and do your eyeshadow really quickly. So personally, that was a little bit disappointing. Colours inside the palette are stunning, so we're going to swatch them now. I'm not going to use any base. I want to just try it out and see how it looks straight away on my hand. So I'm just going to swatch a few on my wrist. So here it is, no base whatsoever, just so it's clear. So I'm going to swatch, which colour is that? Rusted. This is like a light red colour. Oh wow, that is bright. and they're very creamy. I've not swatched these yet either, so this is kind of like a definite first impressions. I'm gonna now swatch You're Kidding, because that's a bright red. Wow, that is so bright and very creamy, so you can tell that they will blend out well. I've just kind of moved that around on my fingers as well, and it blends out so well. And that's just with my finger, so you know it's going to blend out well with a brush. So I've done those two bright ones. I'm going to go with a neutral one now, one of the big pans, and I'm going to go and swatch, what's that one called? 10% off. This is like a brown, like a Morphe brown. Yeah, that's beautiful. And I think lastly I'm going to swatch a blue. I think it's quite hard to get blue vibrant. That's really nice as well. I'm going to also swatch that yellow, just so we can have a look. Yeah, that's a good yellow. And that is all without a base. Normally you get this kind of payoff with a palette with a base, so that is really cool. And obviously it goes with his morals of the fact that he doesn't like to use bases. It's good he's created a palette that really doesn't actually need a base. If you don't use one, you don't necessarily need one, so that is all very good. I love that. So what we're going to do is do a creative look that I've been thinking about for quite a few weeks now, but I just didn't have the time to do it. I'm going to do a look inspired by a song that I love, and I'm going to just try and like execute it in the best way I can just by using his palette. So we'll see how it goes, but I'm excited. So I'm just going to go and wash this off, and then I'll be back to start the look. So the song I am doing or taking inspiration from for this look is Ocean Eyes by Billie Eilish, and I love their songs. She's really good for so young, and her songs are really poetic and arty, and I just felt like that song could really be used in a look, and it was instant inspiration just from the title. So we're going to do Ocean Eyes. We are going to take inspiration from a look I did about 2 months ago. No, it's longer than 2 months. We're talking about 4 months ago. And it was this one where I did another, like a recreation of my face as my canvas, but like reversed. So I was filling in like the canvas with just my face, like drawing my face. So I screenshot it here so you guys can see it. Not a lot of you guys have probably seen this look. Oops, let me clean the screen. There you go. So I drew that eye on my eyelid, matched with my other eye, so it looked like I was drawing white on my eye, if that makes sense. So what I'm going to do is do that again, not in white, just on my normal skin, like normal skin colour, but then fill in the whole eye area with ocean colours and just make it look like my eyes have the ocean reflecting in it completely, which obviously wouldn't happen normally. It would just be like a little bit of reflection, but this is like my eyes are the ocean. So let's try it out. I'm getting a bit warm, so I might have to change into something a bit lighter. Just change into a little vest and stuff, because when I'm doing these looks I tend to get really warm because I'm just like concentrating so heavily. So we're going to prime my skin, and this time, because of the fact that I am doing a creative look but it is just on my eyes, the rest will be really simple, plain, and yeah. I'm going to use the original Photo Finish Smooth and Blur primer from Smashbox Cosmetics. I love this primer. It just gives your skin that nice kind of matte finish. I don't tend to use it for creative looks because it's quite it's really smooth, so the products tend to just kind of, eyeshadows tend to slide and not really pack on as well as they could do without this primer. So as you've seen from other videos, I use their primerizer, the Smashbox primerizer, for priming when I do creative looks, because it's more of a moisturising plus matte primer without smooth matte. Whereas this, when you're doing just your makeup, is so nice on your skin. So I like to smooth it down and just spread it across. Kind of makes your skin feel like porcelain. So I'm just going to start off with a normal routine. So I'm just going to do my eyebrows really quickly and use the P. Louise base just to carve them out and just do my foundation. So I'm just going to speed through that while I do that because it's really irrelevant, to be fair. So I'm just going to do that quickly and I'll be back in a bit. So I've done my brows and the base. So what I'm going to do is just sketch out an eye on top of my lid because I thought I'm going to do that first before I do foundation. So I'm going to close this eye and copy this eye. Basically what I want to do is meet that bottom bit. I'm going to do it with this Wet n Wild eyeliner and just kind of draw and around. And that. Using all under here as your kind of like the bottom or lid. Oh my life. So I'm just going to sketch this out really quickly and then I'll come back because you'll be able to see that. So let's do that now. So I've kind of sketched out the eyes, which looks really weird at the moment, but it will come together once it is done. So what we're going to do is just going to do the ocean part. Should I do that first? I'm going to do the eye makeup part first because obviously we want it to look as realistic, like real eye makeup as possibly can. So this is where we dig into the new palette. So I'm going to open that up and I'm thinking for this look, because it is quite a bright eye makeup look as in terms of the actual ocean eyes theme, I'm going to go in to the more neutral shades in the palette. I'm just going to take some small detail brushes and just do some a really small kind of like natural looking cut crease on this fake eye. Can you see as I've drawn the fake lid and the fake eyelid and stuff like that? So I'm going to dip into this dark brown here and I'm going to just pat that along the line that would actually be my crease if these were my real eyes. So I'm just going to dab that across there and kind of try and blend out that black line as much as possible, because in the end we don't want to see the black line, we just want to see it looking like a real eye. That is some strong colour. It goes on really nice and smooth. It feels like butter when you put it on. That is actually blended out already. That's mad. So you want to blend that out like that, and I'm going to add that nice orange shade just as a bit of a transition. You can tell when you've done the fake eye at the right level because that is where my crease is. So if my eye was shut, it would kind of look like that, you know, but yeah. And you want to kind of deepen that crease with this small detail brush. Kind of want to go in there with that. That's more like a dark burgundy, neon black. Just kind of line it there. And then blend it out with a little blending brush because we want it to be as defined as possible that is the crease. So now for the lid, which is very small, just in between where the eye will be and the cut crease, I'm going to take that small brush again, just put a tiny bit of P. Louise base on there, just because I do like to apply the base just so it gets on, the product gets right in there and sticks. And for looks like this, I do need it to stick. I know the products will show up anyway, but it does need to stick. So just so it stays where it should. I've done that, and I'm going to take this small Morphe M508 brush and I'm going to dip into the gold here, which is absolutely stunning. Just going to press it in. It's like a glittery gold. I'm now going to do the ocean in the eye, and then we'll carry on with finishing off the eye look afterwards, because I feel like that is the most important part of this look. Obviously we want to get that bit kind of done and perfected before we start adding finishing touches around the fake eye. So we're going to start with the ocean eye part. So as always, I'm going to prime the lid, or the space where the eye would be, with the P. Louise base. So I'm just going to do that quickly. Just cutting a little bit in there. So there we have primed the eyes. So now I'm going to take a bit of inspiration from this picture I found on Pinterest of the ocean. I love that picture, just the texture, and it's quite clear it's the ocean, and I just think it goes really nicely with the song, and I don't know, I really like that. So I'm going to go ahead and just take out some extra products that I'm going to use, like the Revolution Pro pigment pomade in paper white, and that will help with just the white details, but I'm going to use the majority of the white detail. I'm going to try and use the palette for that, so I'm trying not to open my eyes too much so I don't kind of get the Louise base up on the other part of my eye. So what we're going to do is start by applying the little blue details. So I think I'm going to just like zoom into a part of this that I really love, and I feel like that is a really good part. It's quite clear it's the ocean. It just looks really nice and pretty. So I'm going to start with the dark bits of blue and white and just kind of go from there. So I'm going to go into the palette. I'm going to dip into the black with this small detail and just kind of start, you know, just doing a few lines. These kind of looks, because I don't know what they're going to look like, I have to be quite careful because I don't know how to place the colours or what I'm doing, so it's all a bit of an experiment at first. There's a really bright blue in this palette, so I'm just going to go with that and just kind of follow on from those black lines. Kind of join them together a little bit. I'm just going to want to dust it off. Then you want to take that white shade, just a little bit of it, and just kind of push it in between, so it kind of encourages them to blend a bit more. See that? I'm just kind of following the same pattern, just trying to create these little shapes and odd shapes and normal shapes within the watery kind of effect. Remember, this is just a little start, and that we will be adding the white afterwards for the proper detail. So as you can see, I've done those tiny little shapes and different, you know, kind of strokes in size. So I'm going to take this brush now. This is the Morphe M515 brush, and I'm going to go into that blue and that white and kind of mix them together to create a lighter blue. Because of the creamy kind of texture of the eyeshadow, they do blend really well together. So I'm just going to tap that in here. So like that, and then just kind of dragging it into the blue. So just kind of want to pull it down into the blue and then create what you can see in the photo. So there is quite a lot of foamy water. So I don't know about you, but I feel like that looks like the ocean, and I'm really loving it at the moment. So I'm just going to add a few more details, do the other eye, and then I'll be back when that's done too. So I'm back. I decided to just carry on with the eye makeup and finish that off while the battery was charging again. But I'm just finishing off the eyes now, just adding a bit more detail and a bit more depth. So just going in again and just adding a bit more dark to that actual crease. What I did is I added some liner as well to make it look like my eyes, you know, my eyeballs are showing this ocean kind of scene. And I did this fake kind of under eye bit here, so my eyes will actually appear bigger than they are, but it will work. So I'm just going to get some concealer now, and I'm going to just finish off under here, and I'm going to finish off the rest of my face and then come back and just kind of talk about how I feel about the eyeshadows, how it worked with this eye makeup, because I've kind of done like a normal eye makeup look up here and a creative one, so I thought I'd just carry on with what I'm doing, and then I will come back when the rest of my makeup's kind of finished, because we don't care about that at the moment, and then I'll just talk about what I think about the palette, what I like best and what I don't like. So I attached some lashes to this look to make it look more like eyes, so when I've got my eyes closed, hopefully that is looking like ocean eyes, the look we want. And now I'm going to add some contour, just some contour to my face, and I'm going to go into the palette for that because I just realised that the colours actually suit my skin tone for contouring, which is amazing, and James did say that you can use these on your face, so I'm going to go in with these two and just do like a bit of a heavy contour, not too heavy because we don't like too heavy, but just really sculpt with that. Let's see how it goes. So that is it for this look, guys. Please excuse me for the fact that I can't open my eyes properly because I don't want to ruin it. But I really like the new James Charles X Morphe palette. Good things I love about it is that I love the pigmentation of the colours. They're so strong, and it means that you don't have to use a base if you don't want to. It's pretty much got it's mixed in with the base the way it's so creamy, so that is a definite positive. I love the fact that he's got all these colours on this row here. That is the more popular colours that you're going to use in most of your looks, and there's a bigger pan for that, so you can get more out of that product, so I think that is amazing. I love all of the colours in the palette. I don't like the case. I'm just not into cardboard flat, you know, like these kind of cases, because they just get grubby so quick. I mean, I've only just opened it and there are marks on it already. Why are you not focusing right now? There are marks on it already, and obviously, you know, you are supposed to clean these things, but you know, you just kind of want them to look newer for longer, and I just don't feel like these ever do look newer for longer. I have one here, same thing. This is from Sample Beauty, and you end up with dents in them, and obviously, you know, it's going to happen, and palettes don't stay looking pretty forever, but you know, you do want it to look, you know, nice for as long as possible, and I guess that's just my personal bugbear. So personally, I would have preferred it to be a plastic case, but that's minor. I do wish there was a mirror inside as well, but again, that is minor. It is about the actual product and how good that is itself. So yeah, regarding the product, I think it's great. I do think there's a little bit of fall away. It does fall away quite a lot, so you do have to make sure that you have wipes handy, or if not, then just do your eye makeup or anything like that before you put on your foundation. I think it's great because it has all these face powders in there as well. They're kind of like eyeshadows and face powders, which is something I've always loved doing. I've always loved using eyeshadows on my face to contour and things like that, because I've never actually found a contour palette with the kind of contour shades I'm looking for, and it's always ended up being eyeshadow palettes. And these two colours in here, these two are definitely my contour shades, so I'm going to be using that a lot. Yeah, that is really it. I can't think of anything else about it. I think it's a really good price for £39 or $45. I will double check that. I think the only thing is, for me, obviously, because there are so many eyeshadow palettes launching, it's more of the same, because there's been so many new eyeshadow palettes launching and so many new things, and you're just kind of like, whoa, I don't know which one is gonna work best for me. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Tell me below what you think of the palette, if you've already got the palette, or if you're planning on getting the palette, what your thoughts are already just from the reviews you've seen. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.